Hey, this must be Petrol 62. I bought this new Mower deck and I ain't doing so hot with it. It had a belt on it. It was from China. It was a bad belt and it came all apart. And I got a new belt. Put a new belt on it. It seems to be okay. But here's the problem I got. These things, my wheels are falling off all the time. I'll be out here and there'll be a, see where that scrapes? My wheels are always falling off. Every time I cut the lawn, the wheels fall off. I need 2 or 3 of these on there. And then these clips that were on there, they got fall off and the wheels dropped off and I lost all my spacers. I mean, I can't keep the wheels on this thing. And I take this, tighten it up. I tighten it up really tight, like that. And then I jam nut it. And I gotta check each one of them. Every time I lose a wheel, I check them all. And it's probably about, I probably lost the wheels. I probably lost the wheels off of these things off about 4 or 5 times already. See that? Man, I'm kind of disappointed. Real disappointed. This is called a Country Line tractor supply. I thought it was a good mower deck, but I'll tell you what, it ain't doing so hot. And the gearbox whines really bad. It's loud. Cheap gearbox. Tighten that one up. And what I did was I put washers underneath there so they couldn't, these snap rings, what do they call these? So they couldn't get hooked by the branches and pull them off. You lose your wheels. I got a bolt through that one with a nylock nut, and then boy, I'll tell you what, I'm not real happy with it. The gearbox is really noisy. It leaks all over. I had a plug or something. That plug in there was not vented, and it would build pressure up and start leaking all over the thing. There's oil. That's oil that's stuck on there. And oil gets on there. I cleaned it off after I put that vent on there. I put a 90 and I put a vent on top of it so it vented. Otherwise, when it get warm, it get hot. This is not, it's just warm a little bit. A terrible gearbox, really noisy. Really noisy. And everybody wants $45 for a belt. I had one of these pulleys, the middle one, was rubbing so hard on the head of that bolt that it wouldn't turn. I couldn't turn them. See how nice I can turn that now? I couldn't turn it. That wouldn't turn by hand. You could get underneath it and turn it with the blade. But that wouldn't even turn by hand. And when I started up, it would scream and raise hell. It was rubbing on the heads of them bolts. So I had to put thinner washers on them or something. I forgot what. I ground the heads down. I ground the tops of the heads off, the little markings on the bolts, you know, the grade 5 bolts. I fixed that one up. And then the other thing is I got to leave the top off of it because that other belt started coming apart and I couldn't tell it was coming apart. Nobody else is here. I'm by myself. Nobody's going to get hurt on it. You just got to watch when you back in the bushes and stuff, back in, underneath trees, that you don't want the belts, the branches to go in here or it'll flip your belt off. You know, that's what you got to watch, just so nothing goes in there. And then other than that, when I got it, it was all cased up into a frame, a metal frame, nice packaged. Well, it must have been sitting outside for a while, because when we got it home, on the trailer, it was on a trailer, all the snap ties were broke. The drive shaft was laying on the end of the trailer, just about ready to roll off the end of it. The drive shaft was strapped on with wire ties. Everything was wire tied. Everything was scattered all over, and all the wire ties were broke. It's like, holy cow, I almost lost the wheels. The wheels are wire tied on. The drive shaft was wire tied on. Everything was wired tied together. The whole entire thing was coming apart all over the trailer, bouncing and pieces flying all over the trailer. And I didn't know that. It's an open trailer with no tailgate. I almost lost the drive shaft. And the only reason why it didn't roll off of there was something stopping it from rolling. Otherwise, I'd have lost the drive shaft. I'm not real happy with this company, you know. And they left the thing outside in the sun and ruined all the wire ties that held it all together. So, other than that, it's got good wheels on it. I like the wheels. I just wish they would quit falling off all the time. I'm always fighting with the wheels falling off of this thing. You know, this is not the way to go. One screw to hold this down on here. No, it's not the way to go, because when that thing wobbles, it starts getting loose. Anyway, B Petro 062 reporting on my new Country Line tractor supply. It's not all that good. I tell you what I do like though. The spindles, all the spindles, and the gearbox. I got a much better gearbox on my old lawnmower. They're all pulleys, and the spindles and the bearings and everything is the same ones as King Cutter. I got a 6-foot King Cutter that just busted all the pieces. I mean, it cracked all the pieces, the whole thing. But it's got all these good pulleys and stuff on it, so I'm going to strip all that off. I'm going to strip the gearbox off, the big pulley, everything that could come off, and then I'm going to junk the whole thing, because the rest of it's all completely busted up. The Big Petrol 62 reporting for Channel 62.